please stay in your seats so that we can give the last speaker the attention that she deserves. And she has a most tantalizing talk, which is to outsource or not to outsource. Is this a question? Kerstin, thank you.
Thank you very much. And first of all, thanks to the organizers for inviting me. And I know I'm between you and the coffee, so let's keep it quick. And I'm for sure will echo some things which were already mentioned today, and but still maybe some thoughts on that. So let me first ask you a question. Who of you is a CMO? Not so shy. And who is a contract giver? Okay, more or less 50-50. Many thanks. Okay, who of you owns a car? Okay, and who of you does do it yourself on your car? Okay, what do you do? Wow, okay. That's advanced. And you also do yourself on your car? What do you do? Why not? Only time, okay? But you could do it. Change brakes, do the electrics. Okay. So that's a good start, so we keep that in mind. So I want to touch on some things like market reasons for outsourcing, advantages, disadvantages, what are the next questions, and how to choose your CMO, and do's and don'ts. Outsourcing market, only few numbers. I mean, wherever you look, you find different numbers, different scales and so on, but in average, you see a growing potential for outsourcing still the next years. If it's big or small, but the curve goes up. So many opportunities for us as CMOs and many things to choose from for the contract givers. So reasons for outsourcing. The two gentlemen said, or the one gentleman said he does more or less all himself, so he maybe not to outsource anything. And you said you have no time for some things. Okay, so it means your capacity is not available. You have to do other things with your time, actually. So yeah, why do you outsource? Again, capacity. Not enough capacity in your own company. No experience. Like if you would have said, yeah, that brakes are maybe a bit delicate, so I will try to not tinker with that, but leave it to the experts. So you would like then somebody in a garage do that. Maybe you don't have the necessary tools, equipment, and space for that, and maybe not skilled, trained people for the specific technology or process. Maybe you have all that, but you can't do it cost effective, and you look for a CMO which can provide you that. So normally, the capacity is a problem with the big pharma companies, which do many things themselves, but maybe some new process product, they don't have the necessary capacity anymore. And like experience in technology and equipment, most often is a topic for smaller companies or maybe even universities who want to manufacture their first clinical trial batch, right? So there are various reasons for outsourcing, also a bit depending what kind of company you are and where you are at which stage you are with your product and process. So what are the advantages when you do outsourcing? You have the know-how and the experience of a CMO. You have capacity at their site available, hopefully. You have hopefully a process which is very efficient when you transfer it. And the CMO works on even more process efficiency. You have the cost advantage. You definitely know what you're paying for. And you have the risk mitigation for manufacturing. So if the CMO gets a problem with the batch, you can say in the contract states you have to deliver, you now deliver or you pay. Or we don't pay. So that's definitely easier when you when you have it in your own facility, right? Because then somebody of your team has to remove the mess and to deal with all the stakeholders, so you can load it to the CMO. So what are the disadvantages? So if I touched already on the point of know-how of the IP in the morning, yeah, that's a topic. You have different quality systems, so it's always a pleasure when you have 5 customers and you have 5 different quality systems which they want to see implemented at your company. It's clear that not everybody can be fully accommodated with that, so you have somewhere to find a medium ground, let's say. You lose the control over the process and the manufacturer. You have to rely and you have to trust your CMO actually that they know what they are doing and not what they told you they can do, but that they can really do it. I mean, if you said in the morning, they show you the best face. That's true. So, yeah. Then cost advantage, question mark, what I put here. And manufacturing is mitigation just was not deleted here, sorry. So what are actually the next questions? So you have facts here to say, okay, I have to outsource and I want to outsource. Okay, so, but the question is, have you really assessed all aspects? That's are not only hard facts, but more soft facts. We come to that in a bit. Is your decision to outsource really based on facts, or is it just, I don't want to have the work and just give it to somebody else and that's okay? I mean, is it really a need, or is it something nice to have and your people say, oh, come on, no, give this project to somebody else, just don't bother us with that. So just pay somebody. So, and the other question is, who decides? In big companies like, I mean, Pfizer, we had the pleasure of making a nice training course together once where you showed your advanced process of looking to the things, and the guy from Bayer also had his process. In big companies, you have RFIs, RFPs, grids where you fill in your Excel sheets and whatever. Okay. In small companies, the CEO says, I like that company, I like that phase, then them I don't not. And how's the price? So, yeah. So, who decides based on which facts, and who of the SMEs in the contract giver company is consulted before? Don't underestimate that. Talk to the experts, and not only if something goes wrong in the end. So, how to choose a CMO? I mean, you heard a lot of that already today, but yeah, money. Okay. Team. So, if you go somewhere and look at the site, which I agree with what was said earlier, it's a must. You have to see the facility. You have to get a feeling on how the teamwork is, how the drivers are, how they are ticking, and so on. But not necessarily the guys you will meet on the site are the ones who take over your project. So get a feeling for that. Equipment. Is it state of the art, or is it maybe, let's say, close to dismantling? It's only maybe just making the last cuffs, you know. So communication. How do they communicate? Is it open communication? Do you get the feeling that they try to hide something? How open are they for audits? And quality. In our business, quality is the thing it's a given. Nevertheless, a quality audit is always a must, and it's interesting what's been digged up in such kind of things, right? So, to conclude here with the do's and don'ts. You should know as a contract giver your exact requirements for your ideal CMO, which you maybe not get, but you maybe get close to that. I mean, also I echo Fai here, contracting a CMO is like a marriage. I can only emphasize that also because you want to live happily ever after and not get divorced in half a year. And if people start to question like, oh, when is this contract over? How much do we have to do? Do they want more? Do they go then finally? Because it's really stressful with them. Then you have maybe made not the best job here. So what do you need for that? You need a good personal connection between the teams, right? I mean, it's not we and them, it's us. My key learning as a project manager and as a key account manager is always, was in the beginning of my career, we are one team, we have only success together. And that should be really something all people involved in the project teams from both sides, that should be company culture on both sides. If this is not there, then you will get problems. That's based on experience. We heard already about contract. So my take-home message here is negotiate a comprehensive and manageable contract. The gentleman before said, if you start looking in the contract, there's a problem. Yes, that's correct. And you can have the nicest contracts with details and details and details, but when your team cannot manage it anymore and your customer service does not know which invoice do I have now to put and when and what is the deliverables, and everybody is confused. And when it comes to a point where you have discussions about deliverables and then nobody understands the contract anymore, that's maybe also not the best thing. So comprehensive and manageable, for me, are the main points here. And for sure, that was also already said, appoint an experienced project manager. At least if you have new people, at least give them a mentor on their side for the beginning. And on the other side, an experienced key account manager. Because these are the ones who will talk to each other, managing their project teams, and if they don't are really experts and know their stuff and are good communicators and smoothing out the things which come up, let's say, then there's room for disaster, right? So key criteria, I mean, reputation in the CMO market, for sure. The right fit, you should, I mentioned that earlier, you look for a CMO for clinical trial manufacture or for commercial. Ideally, like IDT, we have both, but maybe you need some specific, in a specific niche, so really make a careful selection there. Maybe excellence in a particular technology, a good quality track record. I mean, how many foreign authorities have been auditing this company? Were they successful? Are they FDA approved? And these kind of things. Do they have well-educated and trained employees? Do the key contacts, are they committed really to drive the success? Yeah. And last but not least, do you have similar values? Ethics, integrity. I mean, you know that you get along best with people which have the same visions of things. If you're totally different, that can spice up a relationship. But if this is a relationship which survives such stressful undertaking like pharmaceutical manufacture, is a different question, right? Yeah, and with that, I thank you for your attention and look forward to the discussion on this.
Great reminders of the human side of managing very technical contracts and projects.